What's up, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome back to LilBigMan Gaming, bringing you a review for Chucky, episode 2, titled "Give Me Something Good to Eat." This episode gave me, I want to say it gave me the Child's Play 2 kind of vibe, not all the way, but it kind of did. The synopsis for this episode reads, Chucky targets one of Jake's frenemies, forcing Jake to either stop the killer doll or help him. So, the beginning of this episode basically is another flashback to Charles Lee Ray's childhood. And we see that in this episode's flashback, Charles came back from trick-or-treating. And he's scanning his candy, looking at the candy, then he finds this apple. And he's like, oh, wow, I was given an apple. And this green apple, but he knows something funny about the green. There's something in the green apple. He's looking like, what the heck is this? And he goes to touch it, and he cuts his hand. And he to the audience realization that, oh man, this is a razor blade. So as we see it, Charles has become one of the many infamous victims of this was like a real life event that happened back in the the 70s and 80s, where kids were getting like razor blades in their candy and stuff. I'm not too sure about that, but I'm pretty sure it was like the 70s and 80s, and maybe somewhat in the 90s. But I think by the time the 90s rolled around, they finally had caught the culprits who was doing stuff like that. But yeah, so he goes. It was like a cringe moment because he sees this and he still goes to like he was about to bite it. I'm like, oh God, oh he's not gonna do it. Oh, and then he was like, I'm like, oh thank God, oh thank God. I was like, oh no, they made him do it anyway, and he's like bleeding and stuff. So this comes into play later on in the episode. It's a little callback to that. We see Jake basically adjusting to his new life, living with his uncle, his uncle, his step auntie, and his cousin. Life is not so great. He's not getting along too well with his cousin. Cause I guess his cousin is still upset about the things he said at the talent show with Chucky. And he was like, I didn't say those things. Chucky said that. Almost trying to give a hint to Jake that something is wrong with Chucky, and that he's trying to tell Jake not picking up on it. He's trying to give a hint that Chucky is not actually really a doll, but it really is true that Chucky really is Charles Lee Ray, spirit inhabiting this doll. But Jake doesn't pick up on the little subtle hint, and he basically he gets the argument and telling him like to stop trying so hard. I'm jumping all over the place because this might not even be the next scene. But Jake, they've been told that Jake goes to school and he hears about this Halloween party. He's been told, he's been told by the podcaster guy. I think that was actually the next scene after they did the whole Chucky intro with the old school, not old school, but with the new school remix of the old school Child's Play theme song. And so Chucky, this time the title card is different. Instead of saying Chucky with a whole bunch of doll heads, it says Chucky with a whole bunch of knives and weaponry this time. Chucky is left in his room. You found out that it's been this episode takes place like a week. This is like a week later because now he's due to what happened to his father and stuff. he's actually able to go to school again, and he's been told that he doesn't have to, he doesn't want to, because the school, because of that fact that he just lost his father, they're allowing him to have time to grieve, so that if he didn't want to come to school, as long as it was because he didn't want to go to school because of what happened to his father, it's okay, it's excusable. But he decides to go to school because he says that the one thing he doesn't want, he said the one thing he thinks he needs is to get out the house. And they're like, you can feel comfortable with us. You do feel comfortable, right? He said, yes. No, I feel comfortable. I just think it's best for me to get out the house. Then that's when he meets up with the boy who did the podcast. I think we did get a podcast scene too with him doing a voiceover from his podcast, and then we will see Jake will run into him, and he will be told that there's a party. That the dude's having a party. No, the dude who's having a party, tossed it. It was the one who, it was the kid from the first episode who basically gave Jake like a quarter or whatever to help his GoFundMe that Lexi started to use to bully him. And what he does with Lexi, the boy comes up to basically apologize to him for giving him crap and stuff, and that what he did at the talent show was actually pretty cool. He actually liked it, and he told him that he's invited to the party, and he said he told him, look, I can't go to the party. Why would I go to the party? Or I don't know, because I really don't have a costume. He said no sweat. Just as long as you bring Chucky, that you'd be cool. So then I think I'm trying to remember what happened. Oh yeah, while they was at school, Chucky would get into some mischievousness with the some little bad behavior with the housemaid, and something ended up happening to the housemaid. They would cut back to the school. The boy who did the podcast would ask Jake, is he okay? How's he doing? And then would tell him about the party as well. He wasn't thinking about going to the boy. Ask him. So to the boy, asked him was he going. So he said, you know what? Okay, I'll go. But then I think the kids would get home. I'm trying to figure out what happened next. The kids would get home because we don't see Lexi yet. I thought we saw Lexi right there, but we still don't see Lexi yet. We see Jake and his brother and his cousin Junior get home, and that's when this argument happened about. That's when the argument happened about him trying too hard, and that they had this little heated argument about what he said at the talent show. But then during that little confrontation, Jake realizes something. He realized he sees something, right? He's like, "What the?" And then he's like, "Oh my God!" Junior like, "What? Call the police right now!" And Jake like, what is going on? Why would I call the police? And he looks, and he finally sees what Jake just saw, and he's like, oh my God! And then next the police are there. They take it away. They take away this person's body, and they start asking. They talk to the parents, and the one officer, not the boy's mother, but her partner, he starts to get a little bit out of line. Because, he obviously, for obvious reasons, you got two murders where one person was at both scenes of the crime, and you had the murder of his father, and now you got the murder of this person, and both Jake, he's insinuating that both Jake, at this time Jake was at both crimes, and he even insinuated that Junior could have been on it. He had been in on it because that boy's mother, who's a police officer, she basically tells him hey, but how could that be possible? Because the security cameras they have at their house, so that they was nowhere here near here when the murder happened. The cameras actually showed them just not getting home to discover the body, and she's like, so you need to you need to shut it. He said unless they covering for each other, and she's like, what you mean covering for each other? He said I just find it I find it strange that two murders that happened within a week with each other, and both gruesome, and now. Cause now they not. He pretty much assumed that his father's death was a murder, and he was like, both of these happened, and Jake happens to be the center of it. And he said they don't even. Jake didn't even know this person. Why would he even want to kill the person? He said well, maybe Junior did. Maybe Junior had a problem with the person. So then it forces her to question the parents about the kids and whether or not they have problems with this person. They was like, no, why would Junior or any of them do this? So this becomes like a recurring theme in this episode that now even after this, the parents both Junior's parents began to question themselves whether or not it was there maybe motive involved. Maybe they could have did it. Even with Jake's uncle, he's insisted that they couldn't have done it because like they said, the cameras showed them just not getting home. So we know they wasn't here. So, but they trying to figure out maybe they could have done it somehow. Not smart the camera. Who knows? Jake gets into it with Chucky about what he did. About what he did and whatnot, and you hear them arguing. I think even it was either at one point Junior went in. I think before this, Junior went into their room and found his computer. Jake's computer had a whole bunch of pictures of Lexi, and Junior tells Jake to stay away from Lexi. And because Junior is starting to believe himself that maybe Jay is responsible for his own father's death, and maybe the death of the person that they found in their house, and maybe he wants to protect Lexi from Jake because he doesn't know what to believe, but he believes that Jake has something to do with it. So Jake is arguing with Chucky about it. You can hear him even like through the muffle of the door because you see that Junior is listening, like not at his door, but he can hear through his bedroom door across the hall that Jake is talking to somebody, and then you hear. I'm like, dang, Chucky hit Jake again. So then the day of the party, Lexi finds out that she wants to go to the party, but she can't. The parents are going to this Halloween party themselves, and they making her take her sister trick or treating. And they trying to get Lexi to understand that Lexi's upset that her parents are not upset at what happened at the talent show. She's not calling the pot calling the kettle black. She called Jake the bully. I'm like, did you really just hear her call Jake the bully? Or you're the one bullying him? You're bullying him because of his sexual preference, but he's the bully for what he did to you. Okay. But they the parents are like, they don't see it as bullying. They saw, all he did was make jokes about you, and that it was actually good because look what it did to your sister. I guess they indicated the sister might have some type of mental problem, but seeing Chucky doing, like, it's actually so that what Chucky did at the talent show basically helped Lexi's little sister in a certain way. And I guess now she's perfect. She got artistic talent. She actually could draw, and she drew Chucky perfectly. But yeah, they informed Lexi that she's not going to the party. That she gotta go take her sister trick or treating because it's been. They said it shows that that could help them bond together. But she was like this. She said, you know, you see that Lexi's problem with her parents is that they basically act like to Lexi, they act like she don't know they exist. She said, you don't even know I exist. You don't even care about the things I do and all that type of stuff. But she says whatever. She said my little sister is just like you. The reason why we don't have no bond because she's just like you guys. She don't even know I exist. So this causes Lexi to improvise, and she still goes to the party, but she goes to the party. She just brings her little sister with them. So Jake with Logan, where Junior goes to the party, he goes into the Uber, leaving Jake behind. Jake decided that he wasn't going. He wasn't going to the party, but it was like, wow, cool costume, man. It looks real, and you started seeing what he looked like. What do you mean? And then he's realized, oh, because he got a black eye from when Chucky punched him. And then I think that was the scene when Chucky promised not to never do that again. He's like, yeah, I heard that before. And I think it was actually a cool scene. I forgot. I think it was in this episode when they were talking, when they mentioned, it was a mention of the previous movie. I think that was Seed of Chucky, when Chucky brings up the fact that he got his own kid, and that his own kid was basically was gay, and that or gender fluid. He says gender fluid, and Jake is like, you're okay with that? He said, I'm not a monster, Jake. I'm like, you're the epitome of one. You're a serial killer. What do you mean? You're the epitome of a monster, but then you're gonna say, oh, I'm not a monster, Jake. I'm like, what? Why is everybody saying things that's making them a hypocrite? You're definitely a monster. But yeah, they had a little scene. But then when the party comes and they see the black eye and stuff, Jay said he's not going. When he goes back up to his room and he sees that Chucky is gone, so he's searching for Chucky. He's panicking. He realized Chucky has probably went to go find that party. So we're seeing the scene with trick or treaters. You see Chucky. They use it. I like how they use this. This gives me another old school Child's Play vibes where they use both. This time animatronic and a human child to walk around as Chucky. You could tell, just like in the old movie, you could tell. He purposely do that because you could tell he purposely did it in the older movies when you could tell when it's an animatronic Chucky and it's a child Chucky walking around. For the most part, it was a child Chucky walking around doing the trick-or-treating scene until you get to where Chucky goes to find his person about the party. She is this weird, funny, high black neighbor lady. And Chucky gives her an apple with a razor in it for telling him where the party was. So Jake now goes to the party, try to stop Chucky from doing something really bad, and we get a funny little fake out scene. But the significance of this episode is that he's trying to groom Jake into becoming the killer, and we also see that he's also trying to groom Lexi's sister as well. But overall, I give this episode it wasn't as good as the beginning. That's to be expected. As the first episode was good, I give the episode still a 9 big ups. It wasn't a perfect 10, but it had nothing was bad about it. It just they purposely kind of slowed things down. To build it back up again to another banger episode. So, overall, 9 big ups. Episode was good. But let me know in the comments of what you thought of this episode. And just like I did with the last video, link will be in the description down below to watch the second episode. If you want to watch the episode in its entirety, you can click that link in the description below, and you'll be able to watch the full episode of Child's Play 2. Apparently, they are going to be putting the full episodes on YouTube, because that's, you can go watch the second episode if you haven't already. But if you enjoyed this video, then hit that button right there in the upper right corner for all my reviews. And if you enjoyed this video so much that you want to support the channel, like I always say, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become part of the tribe like so many people have done already, and hit that notification button so you get notified when I drop videos. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. I'm out of here, but I got some gameplay videos for you guys. I got it. I haven't done some. I've been busy with work and all that type of stuff, but I will give you some gameplay videos today. And yeah, see you in the next one. Peace.